A blocked car, an owner who is nowhere to be found, and within minutes, a simple parking problem can turn into shouting, honking, or an entire crowd moving the car themselves. Everyone hates double parking.
40 minutes!
I think this problem getting worse and worse every year.
Yet, somehow, Malaysia has turned it into a functioning system. Well, functioning most of the time. Across Malaysia, double parking is so common that it barely needs an explanation. Once the legal spaces are full, the second row begins. There's no permit, no payment, and no official system.
Orang dah park, kita horn pun orang tak tu. Jadi kita akan rasa marah, kacau masa kita kan.
Some of them were actually apologetical. Some would just don't even bother. They would not even look at your face.
That is a contradiction at the heart of double parking. It is illegal, it blocks another person's car, and yet, under the right conditions, many people do not consider it particularly wrong. So when did illegal parking become a social agreement? Probably when people started agreeing on some unwritten rules. Rule number 1. Leave your number. Place it somewhere clearly visible. It will not make your parking legal, but it gives the person you blocked at least some hope of escaping. Rule number 2. Keep your phone on. Make sure it is charged, not on silent, and close enough for you to actually hear it. Rule number 3. Stay close. Do not disappear into a shopping mall, a long lunch, or another postcode. Just 5 minutes becomes difficult to defend after 20. Rule number 4. Make the car movable. Some drivers leave the handbrake released so the car can be pushed aside. Practical? Perhaps. Although, trusting strangers to relocate your vehicle comes with its own risks. Rule number 5. Apologize and disappear. When you return, say sorry.
Minta maaf ya bro.
Move the car and avoid a longer discussion with the person whose day you have just reorganized. These are the informal rules that seem to make double parking more manageable in everyday life. Which raises the obvious question, why has it become necessary in the first place?
I think it's not enough car park lah. Because not enough car park only lead to people have this kind of behavior. Because if it's not enough space, right, people still cannot find a parking, they will still do it anyway.
But is the lack of parking space really the only problem?
In Malaysia, we are a driving society. We does not practice walking or take the public transport. So in the next 10 years, we're going to have a lot more cars on the road. When there are more cars on the road, there will be more double parking problem. Definitely.
Indeed. By the end of 2024, Malaysia already had 38.7 million registered vehicles, more than its population of around 34 million. That number includes motorcycles and inactive vehicles, but it still shows just how deeply motorized the country has become. Around 15.6 million cars alone currently have active road tags. And in busy areas, all of those vehicles are competing for streets and parking spaces that have not always grown at the same pace. Many older shop lot areas were built for a different level of traffic. As the cities have expanded, more homes, businesses and cars have been added around streets that were never designed for today's demand. But sometimes parking exists. It's just inside a paid car park or requires a few minutes of walking. And that is where necessity starts to blend with convenience. To be fair, Malaysia's heat and sudden rain certainly do not make walking especially attractive. But double parking does not remove the inconvenience. It simply passes it on to somebody else. So, is this a parking problem, a planning problem, or a people problem?
I would say a people problem is just that it would be nice if you place your phone number. That would be the best solution if you ask me. And look at your surroundings. If you feel like the car that you're blocking is about to go or he's sitting in, maybe give him a signal saying, or him or her, saying that it's going to be real quick, I'll be right back.
That view reflects the informal compromise many drivers seem willing to accept. But that compromise only works if the person who double parks actually plays along.
I've been a victim of a double park just last week. I guess that guy went for a bank and he think he will be in the bank for a short while, but I end up waited for like 20 minutes and I keep honking my cars and I feel kind of annoyed.
But there's more at stake than frustration. During our own filming, we even saw an ambulance struggling to get through a road narrowed by parked vehicles. At that point, a few lost minutes can suddenly matter a lot more. And despite how normal double parking may feel, the law itself is clear. Malaysia's Road Transport Act has prohibited obstructive parking since 1987. Section 48 makes it an offense to leave a vehicle in a position that causes danger, obstruction, or undue inconvenience to other road users. In everyday enforcement, double parking can result in a summon of up to 300 ringgit, and the vehicle may also be clamped or towed. If a case is prosecuted and leads to a conviction under Section 48, the penalties written into the law are considerably more severe. A fine of between 1,000 and 5,000 ringgit, at least 1 year in prison, or both. And these rules are not only theoretical. Enforcement does happen. In May 2026, DBKL, the police and JPJ carried out a joint operation in Kuala Lumpur. DBKL issued 55 compounds and towed 10 vehicles for offences, including traffic obstruction and illegal parking. Police issued another 21 compounds, while JPJ issued 135 notices for various traffic offences during the same operation. Kuala Lumpur is also increasingly using technology. Around KLCC, DBKL has installed smart CCTV cameras that can identify traffic offences, explicitly including double parking and obstruction along major roads around Jalan Ampang. The system is linked to Kuala Lumpur's Command and Control Center, which monitors more than 200 kilometers of major roads across the city. So the rules exist, enforcement happens, and even technology is being used. But double parking is still part of everyday life. So what else could help?
One thing I would say, people maybe should just have a bit more patience, try to find, maybe go another few more runs around the block, and I'm sure there would be another parking spot. Other than that, carpooling. You and your bunch of friends, your mates are going out for lunch. 5 of you don't have to bring 5 cars to one spot. Maybe 2 cars, or even 1.
Maybe we can let the JBJ know, the town hall here, to actually create a parking lot here. So maybe, for example, if this park it's already abandoned, they can actually make it into a car park.
They should have a lot of officers patrolling congested area on foot or on bike because it's easier for them to move around and to catch all those people.
There's probably no single solution. Enforcement can be more consistent, cities can plan better, and drivers can make different choices, whether that means carpooling, paying for parking, or simply walking a little further. Double parking would probably never disappear completely, but perhaps it does not need to feel this normal either.